everyone, what's up and how is it going? Welcome to another episode, the second episode of Getting You Job Ready with me, Sweety Dharamdasani, your host. Well, in the first episode, we basically learned that interviews are inevitable. So now that you know that there is absolutely no escape from an interview, you have to give an interview to kind of get the job. Let us understand how to handle it. And in today's episode, we're going to exactly talk about that, right? Before we talk about the interviews and before we understand the do's and don'ts and the regulations for an interview, tell me, what is the first word that comes into your mind, or what is the first emotion, what is the first thought that crosses your head when you even hear the word interview? Well, I did a lot of classes, and in all my classes, a very, very common answer is nervousness, fear, anxiety. And I'm sure you go through the same thing, right? And so many times I get this from a lot of my students, and ma'am, I get really, really nervous. I get really, I have a lot of fear for interviews. Can you please help me? Can you please fix this for me? The first question that you should be really asking yourself today is that, is it normal to be nervous, or do we actually need to fix it? Like, what is this whole, hype about nervousness? So let me help you with an anecdote. Let me help you with a story, a kissa, I would say, and let's decode nervousness today, So I'm sure all of the cricket fans would really relate to this. So I was watching this big cricket match the other day, India versus, some other team, and it was a very big tournament. I'll skip the details of what kind of a tournament was it, right? And MS Dhoni was our captain during that time, right? So just like before all the matches, there is a toss, and there are these captains and sportsmen on the ground, and there are a lot of reporters asking them a couple of questions, right? So I will just quote a basic conversation which was happening between MS Dhoni and one of the reporters. So the reporter asked MS Dhoni that, "Hey Mahi, it's a big match coming up, what's happening? How do you feel?" Mahi said, "Yeah, of course, it's a big match coming up, and we've really prepped really well. We've prepped really for it, and let's see what happens, right?" The reporter asked, "Yeah, it's a big match. The entire country is watching on you. You have a lot of pressure to win the game. Are you nervous?" Mahi said, "Yeah, of course there is. We have to win the game. We've really worked hard through the entire year. We've really prepared for it. And we plan on winning the game. And I'm pretty excited. We're all looking forward to it." I was like, "Oh, come on, Mahi. Are you seriously excited? Not really nervous?" Yeah. Then a lot of other sports interviews when I watched Olympics, any other big world level tournaments, tennis, anything, athletes, I always observe this pattern, right? Like whenever any sports person is being interviewed, and a very common question, because, imagine it's a big game for them. Most of the sportsmen, they prepare for the entire year just for this one match, and there is so much of pressure. Obviously, you have to win, right? But a very common pattern, which I always notice in all the interviews and all the conversations with the reporters, is that every sportsman or a woman use the word that they are pretty excited. I ask myself, seriously? There's so much at stake. Are they seriously not nervous? Why are they using the word excited? And then I started comparing. When you are nervous, let's understand the science behind it. When you are nervous, what happens? How do you know you're nervous? Your heartbeat goes up. Some people start snapping their fingers. Some people, they start walking really fast. You get very restless because you're like, okay, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Think of excitement, right? What symptoms is your body showing you even when you're excited? Imagine a big day is coming up your life. It's your first international travel. Of course, you're very excited for it. Your heartbeat goes up. You're very restless, right? And every physical sign you show of restlessness. Sometimes you're not able to sleep in the night. There are these butterflies in the stomach. What do you notice over here? When you're nervous and when you're excited, your body shows you exactly the same physical symptoms, right? And the only trick that you have to do is with your mind, right? So our mind is also some kind of an AI, right? That it has read the patterns over years, and it very conveniently tells you that if it's an interview, then you are nervous. But let's say if you're getting a new iPhone, then you're pretty excited. Or when it's your big travel coming up, or it's your first day at office, it replaces the word with the nervousness with excitement. And this is exactly what you have to do for an interview, right? Please understand the mindset for an interview is very important. They say that it's all in the mind, and that's absolutely true, right? So instead of saying that I'm nervous, if you just replace this one word saying that I'm pretty excited, it's a new opportunity, let's see what happens. See, the results can never be in your control. Of course, if you've prepared, if you've worked hard for it, you always can expect a lot of positive results, right? So the only thing which is in your control is to just go back and perform. And that's where, if you are nervous, you might end up really goofing up the interview. But if you're excited, that brings in a lot of confidence in you. And there is a higher chance, and there is in fact 99% of the chance that you excel in the interview. All right. So the one learning from today is that we will always replace the word nervousness with excitement, right? Try doing that, and please let us know how do you feel, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you. Bye-bye.